An opposing viewpoint on Goldbacks: many Americans don't understand 90% constitutional. How do we get more Americans to recognize and accept Goldbacks?
And the biggest issue that I see, I get so much counterfeit constitutional silver.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Tiger Stacker, and today I have another awesome interview with an awesome guest who you will all in the community learn what is available for our stacking world. His name is Bryan Jurries, and he is Alpine Gold's Midwest area branch manager. He has been with the company for 2.5 years, and he's a pretty smart cookie. Alpine Gold buys and sells precious metals such as American Gold Eagles, American Gold Buffaloes, American Silver Eagles, and Goldbacks. But they also will store your metals as a depository and or plan to use your metals digitally as you arrange for them. It is a little confusing to me, but that is one of the reasons Bryan is here, to make sure you all know what option is available for you. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my guest, Bryan Jurries. Welcome, Bryan.
Hey, Tiger Stacker. How are you? Excited to be here.
Well, I'm grateful that you're here today. We've talked for about 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, long time. I've been excited to be on the show. Finally making it happen. That's exciting, man.
It's exciting for me too. Now, I know you're a very busy person. You got a family, children, and all that. So I try not to waste too much of your time. So if you don't mind, we'll get started.
Absolutely. Let's go, man.
How is Alpine Gold and Goldbacks progressing? I see Goldbacks has gone into Idaho, which I believe is the 9th state.
Correct.
But it's been a while since I've heard about the progression of Alpine Gold.
Yeah. Well, sound money is a very popular thing. Should not be surprising to any of us. Alpine Gold's growing. Our accounts are growing. 500 million plus in assets, holdings, tons of members. Goldbacks growing like crazy. Last I heard, 34 million Goldbacks had been produced, and that was in 2025. And over $330 million worth of value in Goldbacks that were in circulation by the end of last year. Wouldn't surprise me. That was a doubling from the year before. Wouldn't surprise me if they doubled again. So very, very much a growth thing. Like you said, 9 states. We have California coming in August of this year. Surprised me, but we have a limited release coming for them. Colorado's already been announced for next year. So that's, 10, 11. It's spreading like wildfire. Like I said, sound money is very popular.
I'm actually surprised about California and Colorado.
Me too. But again, it was begged for by the states. These states and the sound money movement and the patriots in these states are coming forth, funding the whole thing, trying to spread it. California has a limited series. I don't think it's going to be a full series right away. I don't know exactly how many notes are being produced, but it would have been one of the last states that I thought would have gotten a gold back.
I'm sure you're aware that there have been opposition to Goldbacks not being accepted by some people in our stacking community. One argument, which you can see here, is the innovation adoption curve. Many opponents feel that Goldbacks, the chasm, which you can see here, of early adopters. I don't particularly share the opinion because there are more and more states participating along with Citizens for Sound Money and Alpine Gold, especially considering you just mentioned California and Colorado. I can see it going further and further into acceptance. But for me, I don't see Goldbacks as exactly for stacking. I see that as a form of transactions for small businesses in SHTF that has yet to come. What is your opinion, and where do you think Goldbacks' acceptance and Alpine Gold's acceptance is in this curve, and why?
So it's a good question, and it's hard to say, honestly, but it's been growing. 2019 was the first year of Goldbacks, and one Goldback was equal to $2 fiat. Now we're over $8. We hit 10, and with the drop of gold, we've gone back down. We are at almost 4,000 Goldback merchants on the Goldback website. So it's really a grassroots movement. It's a slow movement. So we could still be in the innovator stage. Who knows, where we're at in the stage, but I can tell you more and more people are hearing about them. The whole point of this, like I said, is grassroots. Build your own network. If you're waiting for the government to come at you with a new Goldback currency, please don't hold your breath. This is something that you can bring into your own community, your favorite food place, your favorite rummage sale person, anybody that sells an item. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go into Walmart and spend these things, but we have a local Ace Hardware stores, local owned businesses. They're going to understand the value of sound money. I mean, like I said, if you would have accepted these as payment in 2019, you accepted them for $2 each. Now they're well over $8. We've hit 10. It's a pretty good investment, much better than your fiat money. The longer you hold on to the green pieces of paper, the less they're worth. And Goldbacks are the opposite. It's just a solving of an age-old problem. Fiat money does what fiat money does 100% of the time. I don't know where we're at on that adoption curve, but 100% of the time throughout all of history, no fiat dollar has ever lasted. They inflate themselves out of existence. People start using alternatives, precious metals. In the past, people go to things that have been around for 5,000 years. Metals, land, things like that, even tulips in Holland. I mean, that's why tulip mania was a thing. Really, you go to something alternative, but the whole point is 1 ounce of gold, almost $5,000. What are you going to buy with that when you need to buy eggs, milk, small things? Whereas we have a quarter gold back that's now $2 and some cents worth of gold back. So it's hard to say where we're at on the curve, but I can tell you the momentum's picking up because everybody's noticed. My grocery bill's quadrupled since 2020. And that's not an accident. We all got $1,200 checks in the mail. And you look at the debt clock, as soon as it's a fiat money debt scheme, as soon as it stops going, the whole thing collapses. And that's why we have the accounts with Alpine Gold Exchange. The Goldback is a cash alternative. Hold your wealth in a sound asset that you can use and spend in small increments or large increments. Alpine Gold Exchange are their vaults where everything is held in a trust, not tied to a social security number. And we vault, like you said earlier, U.S. minted gold eagles, gold buffaloes, silver eagles, or these Goldbacks. Now, with the accounts, the cash alternative with the Goldback, we have a banking alternative with the accounts. You can hold your wealth in sound assets and then easily liquidate them, easily exchange them. They're all held in a trust. So if you have an account, which you do, Tiger Stacker, I have an account, we come to an agreement on a price. I could send you any amount of gold eagles, gold buffaloes, silver eagles in an instant digital transaction, but it physically moves in the vault. Then the person receiving them, if it's Goldbacks, they can pull the Goldbacks out, they can liquidate them, they can switch them over to silver. The whole point is to hold the wealth in sound assets. It's so much better than the bank. You're guaranteed $250K by the FDIC, but that's in fiat cash. And with us, it's 100% insured by private insurance in sound assets. So that's why it's been so popular.
Well, if you've seen, I showed you the development of the fiat dollar here in America. That's from the Fed. The purchasing power of the fiat dollar has been decreasing. I believe we're 3% as to when the Federal Reserve took over. So.
Yeah. And their whole job was to control inflation, but it's not a new thing. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure they have a new system cooked up for us. This will be a digital system, but why would you hold any amount of wealth in fiat cash when fiat cash has a 100% failure rate since the beginning of time?
True. 4,800 plus currencies failed over a 6,000 year period, while gold and silver have maintained their purchasing power.
Exactly.
Continuing on with a similar type of question, an opposing viewpoint on Goldbacks is getting them accepted. Many Americans don't understand 90% constitutional. So in this light, how do we get more Americans to recognize and accept Goldbacks, either physically or digitally, in today's commerce when they don't even recognize constitutional?
Yeah, and the biggest issue that I see here in my office with constitutional silver is I get so much counterfeit constitutional silver. It has happened quite often. Same with bars, coins. I can literally go online and order a really convincing fake gold bar right now from China, and that's the power of the Goldbacks. There's so much anti-counterfeiting put into these things. There's UV light anti-counterfeiting in them. They're hard to counterfeit, and it's really, like I said before, it's all a grassroots movement. Make your own network of people that'll accept this stuff. This is how you get people into the sound money movement. You see all the movements of, oh, don't use your debit card. Keep the cash in the community. Keep the wealth in the community. This is that on steroids. I mean, you're using your real sound assets and spending them within your community. It really does take an effort. Anytime I'm out to eat, as long as it's, like I said, not a huge chain restaurant, if there's an influencer around, when I get my bill, I have Goldbacks in my wallet. Hey, would you like cash or gold? Gold, what are you talking about? And it's at least an option to explain what it is, show them what the Goldbacks are. And even if they won't accept it, I've had people, my boss isn't around, I don't think I can accept it for payment. But hey, they took out their debit card, paid for my meal, and then took the gold. That's awesome, because we're getting it out there in the community. The more people that hear about it and learn about it and learn what sound money is, they're looking for ways to accept metals as payment. I'm here in South Dakota. We're in the Midwest. Farmers are starting to accept payment in metals, whether it be through our platform or just physical metals. Like I just bought a whole cow for my freezer using silver, and that becomes more and more popular the more that fiat money goes down, because again, the longer you hold on to it, the less it's worth. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're in front of everything and you have multiple options to use it and spend it, constitutional silver is great, but unless somebody's knowledgeable in what it is, it's not going to grab their attention enough to research why that quarter is worth what it's worth as opposed to 25 cents. Whereas a goldback, whenever I'm at a show, I set these goldbacks out on the table. They draw all the attention. They're beautiful. They're like Willy Wonka's golden ticket come to life. I mean, they bring attention and they bring eyes to the sound money movement. It's just one option, and if goldbacks aren't for you, that's okay too. They have enough growth. We do also have the option of gold eagles, silver eagles, and who doesn't love those? And gold buffaloes.
I particularly love all of them.
Mhm.
And the older I get, the less I'm into the collectibles and the more I'm into what I originally would call the boring stuff.
Yeah, we are not into numismatics. It's the whole point is you're holding some of the most valuable assets on the planet right now. Let's use them now. What are we saving this stuff for? What Mad Max scenario are we waiting for when it's right there and you can use it? And even if it's a place that doesn't accept goldbacks, talk them into the getting an account with you. You can send them silver eagles. They can withdraw them, hold them. You're just spreading a sound money movement. You're not only set on one option. It's just the whole idea is getting money sound again. My grandfather's generation, he could work one job, have 6 kids, and he could afford everything because we're on a gold standard. And again, if you're waiting for the government to give you a gold standard, just don't hold your breath. It's not going to come. The option we have is to opt out of the existing system as much as possible.
I agree with you on that. In fact, that's one of the things that my very first YouTube teacher, Lynette Zhang, has talked about quite a bit, if you're familiar with her.
Big hero of mine. I'm jealous you got to meet her.
Oh, I've had her on about 3 or 4 times on the channel, so I'm very grateful that I've been able to have her as a guest and as a friend.
She's one that has been doing it so long. She was doing it before it was popular. Sound money. Thank God she's out there, basically.
This channel is affiliated with Alpine Gold. Alpine Gold is an advocate for sound money principles. You've heard me say that I believe in fractional silver and gold. Gold doesn't get more fractionalized than goldbacks. Alpine Gold is the largest national distributor of goldbacks. Not only do they sell goldbacks, but they will also buy them back at the exchange rate. Alpine Gold offers additional services such as vaulting, gold leases, and debit cards. Alpine Gold will also vault your American Gold Eagles, American Gold Buffaloes, and American Silver Eagles. So contact Alpine Gold at the description below and QR code and learn how they can help you attain your goals. And make sure to tell them, of course, that Tiger Stacker sent you. With Alpine Gold moving towards digital transactions on precious metals that will be outside of fiat currency and different than debit or credit cards, can you explain how that works And can you tell us the difference between that and your competitors, such as Kinesis?
Yeah, exactly. Like we mentioned before, every account is set up as a trust, automatically set up as a trust, not tied to a social security number. Very private way to hold wealth. Nobody can see what gains you've had, what liquidations you've had. You have an account, I have an account. Those are two trust accounts that we can send funds to digitally in an instant transaction that physically moves in the vault. And then on the other side, if you're not into metals, you can liquidate for cash. Next business day, we'll liquidate, wire the funds to your account. We have prepaid Visa debit cards you can load the funds onto, pull them out of the ATM. Just so many options for you. Kinesis is a great product. It really is. I mean, we only deal in legal tender. That's a big benefit to a lot of American citizens. I mean, that's a lot of, it is legal tender gold and silver. That's a lot of tax benefits for that as opposed to bullion. It being an international company, they don't really look into things like that. The trust option, that is not an option with Kinesis as well. And the other biggest thing that's become so popular with the rise of silver and gold is if you've been stacking since silver was $4 an ounce or gold was $100 an ounce and you want to buy things like land or property, things like that, we have bank-like options. We do have what we call the Goldilocks program, gold equity line of credit. You do not have to sell this stuff and worry about capital gains tax. We're not going to report it. We're not going to tell on you, but you don't have to worry about it because you're getting an equity line of credit with your precious metals backing it, and then you pay back the loan. It does not constitute as a sale, but you can buy land, buy your house, use this stuff now. We don't have to wait for the world to end to use this.
Kind of like you're your own bank, so to say. You're
That's
borrowing from yourself.
That's it. And you're using the best asset on the planet to back that loan that you've been saving since it was $4 an ounce. Take advantage of it. You made a smart choice when everybody called you crazy.
You have a program for which people can deposit their precious metals and get paid interest in precious metals. With math, there will be fractions that will not be exact to current precious metals products. So how does that work? How would the books be kept, especially if a person calls for physical delivery?
Yeah. So this is another big difference between us and Kinesis is we're very big on the physical. Kinesis is big on crypto. They do have everything backed up physically, but there are lots of thresholds you need to hit as far as getting those physical metals sent to you. I think it was 200 ounces of silver is the minimum. You can withdraw as much as you would like. You're paying shipping to you. That's it. Basically, your question with that, you can bring in your physical metals to our network. If it's gold eagles, gold buffaloes, silver eagles, or goldbacks, you can just deposit them. They're in-network metals. If it's anything else, we basically buy the metals from you as close to spot as possible. Averages about 5% less than spot, but really depends on what you have. The cash is then deposited into your account, converted to one of our assets, and then you can earn interest on it. So your gold coins aren't just sitting there collecting dust like they are in your safe in your basement. You're getting a 2% return on the amount of gold coins that you have in a lease. With Goldbacks, it can be anywhere from 2 to 3% return on the number of Goldbacks in the lease. That's the number of metals, not the dollar amount. Whereas in the last 2.5 years that I've been here, gold's more than tripled. You are also compounding the amount of coins that you have in the vault. So it's compounding and growing for you as opposed to just sitting there collecting dust. It's still going up in value with the metals price as well. So it's very, very cool thing. As far as the fractions, just like you said, people are using us as a bank account alternative because easily you can liquidate, put and wire right back to your bank account if you need to pay off some large bill or medical expense, anything like that. With us, you can wire it over. If you send 50 grand, it's not going to be exactly this many ounces of gold or silver or this many Goldbacks. So it is fractionated. You can put it in as 50 point blah, 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 but obviously you can't withdraw certain amounts. But you have the ability within our system to exchange back to fiat cash. So if there's, $20 left over of your gold, you can either switch it over to Goldbacks. We can go down to $2 worth of Goldbacks. You can get those, or you can liquidate back to cash and withdraw that. But everything is ledgered physically as well, just in case, with everything being digital and crypto for competitors, there's a lot of crypto regulations coming, a lot of quantum computing that makes blockchain, some say might not be as secure as a lot of people think. Everything's physically ledgered with us, and you can always pull it out. And if it's not enough for an actual coin or an actual gold back, even you can liquidate back to cash or whatever digital units we're using in the future, and then send it to a bank account.
Okay, so just a clarification question. So a person sends you their precious metals. It's not kept in, for lack of a better word, segregated plastic box in a vault. It's digitally converted into cash at the moment, and you use the gold to create more profit, more interest. If someone wants gold to come back to them, you guys reverse the process.
Yeah, don't send us, like you said, we are not numismatic. If you have grandpa's favorite coin, something that, he's held in his pocket for his entire life and it means something to you, we are a pooled asset. That's why it has to be converted into an in-network asset. The Gold Eagles, Gold Buffaloes, Silver Eagles, or Goldbacks, everything is physically backed up. We are audited 3 times a year by an independent audit agency to make sure everything that's ledgered is physically there. So if you send us, let's say, Krugerrands, we buy them from you, and then we make a little bit on selling it. We're a nonprofit organization otherwise, but there's a little bit of a profit there. But the money then is deposited into your account and converted to one of our assets, and then you can compound and grow it. You can easily, transfer from me to you in an instant digital transaction in legal tender, because that's the whole point. I mean, we do have bullion accounts as well, where you get, obviously you don't have the premium of a Silver Eagle, Gold Buffalo when you're purchasing, because you're buying generic bars of gold and silver. You can do that as well. Buy those. You get there's not as much premium as at a U.S. minted coin, and then you can earn it. Same thing with the lease. You can get a 2% return on your gold or silver within the bullion accounts as well. They're just not legal tenders, so we don't allow the transfers from member to member. Also, there's always going to be a spread whenever you liquidate with that.
So you pretty much stick to things that are either minted by the U.S. Mint in currently, such as Gold Eagles, Gold Buffaloes, Silver Eagles, and then what is made by Goldback because it's backed by one of the states of the United States.
That's it. I mean, we deal in federally recognized legal tender. We're not waiting for states to pass laws that make bullion acceptable for payment. We are dealing in the current laws, in the legalities of what we have now, as opposed to what future we're looking for.
What rates are used at Alpine Gold when someone buys or sells precious metals?
Every single business day at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, we set our rates for that day. So just for example, today's rate is $4,783.50 per gold ounce. Again, that's 1 ounce Gold Eagle, 1 ounce Gold Buffalo, 1 ounce Silver Eagle's $89.55, and 1 Goldback is $8.76 today. Now, the way it works, there's benefits to being a UPMA member. We have different rates you can liquidate at. You can liquidate or exchange up to $10,000 per calendar month at the same rates we sell it at. So today you can liquidate $10,000 worth of Goldbacks at $8.76 per Goldback, or Silver Eagles the same price as you would if you had your own metals company. And above and beyond that, you're still getting the rate changes after 10K, but you're still getting to liquidate above price. And then again, it's always next business day with us. We match up buyers to sellers. So there's people that are buying at the same time. They're buying at the same rate you're selling for that business day. As long as you're within that 10K mark. Above the 10K, you're still selling above spot price, which is better than most coin stores out there. You're not looking for the nearest coin shop to screw you over the least at that point.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people go through that. And my coin shop, which is actually a pawn shop, does better than the coin shops here in Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah.
They've been getting the pinch like every other coin shop.
Yeah, well, and the biggest thing we saw here in the Midwest is when silver was $120 an ounce, all these people that will sell you a Silver Eagle a little cheaper, or these things like that. Nobody was buying. They closed up. They would not buy. We never stopped buying. If you held with us, all that you had to do was put in a transaction. It would have been liquidated next business day, wired to your bank account. You didn't need to go search around. I had people coming from 5 states all around around me because we were one of the only places that would still buy when it was at the highest. And I think if you're like me, we're going to hit there again. And this is preparing yourself to get in a spot where you can use this stuff again now, as opposed to look around for the nearest coin shop.
I understand.
Mhm.
And if someone contacts you, what's the turnaround time? Someone calls you about gold or silver, they want to liquidate. What's the turnaround time?
Again, it's next business day. So if you don't need to contact me to sell it, you just log into your account and say you want to do a withdraw, liquidate metals. You put how many coins you want to liquidate, and next business day it will liquidate. And then it takes as long as a wire takes to get to your account, 24 to 48 hours. You can send yourself a check. We have those prepaid Visa debit cards that you can load the funds on. That would also be on their next business day as well.
Let me change the concept of the question. So that would be a person who already has deposited their metals at
Sure.
Alpine Gold. What if you have a person who either doesn't have enough in their depository or a brand new person who wants to liquidate? What's the turnaround time?
So it depends. If you come to we have branches all over the country. We have New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire, Delray Beach, Florida. There's multiple in Utah. I'm here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We have Casper, Wyoming. If you go into the branch, it could be that same day. If you're going to ship them to us, it takes longer. Even if you overnight the package, it'll be in line to be processed. We have people sending in metals for deposits. Usually it takes about a business day or two to get everything processed and turn that around. But I'd recommend if you can come to a branch. We'll do it that same day.
Understood. Like, for instance, I'm in Charleston, West Virginia. There's no Alpine Gold here.
Yep.
Hint. Maybe you can hire me and put in Alpine Gold here.
Yeah. Maybe this is the start of having the branch there. Yeah.
So I would have to contact you, make the arrangements, take it to FedEx or UPS or USPS and package it up. Once it gets there, it gets unpackaged, verified, and about a day later, things are ready to go after the transportation.
Absolutely. Yes. We'll give you an idea. You give us your contact information with the package. It's always a good idea to give us a call so that way we're not just getting random metals in the mail. So that way you know exactly what to put in with it. But yes, once we receive it, you can do the same thing. If you have Goldbacks, you don't know what to do with them. This is why the branches are so important. You could just stop into them like a bank and deposit them into your account. But if you're not near a branch, you can also send them to us to be deposited or liquidate as well. And as soon as we receive them, they get put in line to be processed. There's some times that are busier than others. As far as the line of things that need to be processed, average is about 1 to 2 business days. Everything will be processed and the funds will be sent to you.
Okay. Another question that I want to run by. When Goldbacks first came out, the smallest one was a 1 Goldback. At that time, initially it was about $2.
Yep.
And at the time I jumped in, it was $3.67. Now it's between $8 and $10. I got some of the halves when they first started coming out, not nearly as much. And I have none of the quarters.
Yeah.
Quarters are plus or minus around the $2, $3 range right now.
Yep.
So I have a buku amount of 1 Goldbacks, and I won't be able to buy small stuff under the $8, $10 range. Can one person such as myself send you a bunch of 1 Goldbacks and get halves and quarters? And is there a fee attached with that?
The answer is yes. You can either stop into a branch. The other reason you might want to do it is West Virginia gets their own Goldbacks. Why would you want to hold the South Dakota ones or the Utah ones? You want to switch them out for your state. You can absolutely do that. And that's the benefit and utility of the Goldbacks is, this is a quarter Goldback. 4 of these is exactly the same amount of gold as a 1. And that's the whole point is you can make change. We will switch it out. There's no fees. You just have to pay the shipping to us. We'll switch it out for whatever you request, and then we'll ship it back to you. So, and you only pay the shipping to us.
Wonderful. I'm aware that Alpine Gold stores the American Gold Eagle, American Gold Buffalo, American Silver Eagle, and Goldbacks. Are there any other products that Alpine Gold stores at their facility for their clients?
So yeah, for the spending accounts, the legal tender gold, you just named all of it. We do have that. We have bullion accounts where it's generic bars of gold or silver. We do also have a vaulting service if you want to use us as a vaulting service in Alpine, Utah. That's mainly used for these are segregated areas for people that are in or near the Alpine area to vault with us. So we do have that as an option as well. So yes, that is available to people as well. For just a generic vaulting service, does not have all the benefits and features of the accounts where you can easily liquidate it. You can switch it between assets, send it member to member. But yes, we are a vault and do vaulting things as well.
Do you also include constitutional silver or not really?
Yes, yes. Constitutional silver can be deposited into an account. We treat it as silver eagles. Basically, it gets converted to silver eagles. But if you're just using it as a vaulting service and don't want it to be part of our system, you can vault it with us as well and just keep the coins you have.
Understood. Before filming, I had a discussion with you about getting gold back accepted like the American 90% and other silver and gold coins. At that time, we discussed the Red Book, which is used a lot for these coin-like products. But the Red Book might be limited to coins. However, I've seen at least one state refer to them as a coin. Do you think Goldback and Alpine Gold can either approach Red Book or another accepted periodical to help them get recognized in our country, especially with people who don't understand the system, especially under SHTF?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always a possibility. It essentially is an extremely thin gold coin that's been made to look like a piece of paper. That's what it is. Ionized gold down to the exact dimensions. It's possible that but I think that Goldback and us, the whole approach is provide a solution, provide the grassroots movement, the whole network of what we have. It is a solution to a problem that's an age-old problem. How do you make change with a gold coin? What's happened in the past? People shave it off. They break pieces off. You can't make change in gold. That's the whole point, is it's fungible. And the whole point, I think, with what we're doing is create the movement, bring these people from these states are asking for the gold back. They're helping design the gold backs. All the pictures on them are state-specific. There's pride in these things. And we'll wait for the Red Book to come to us because it's one of those things that it's gaining popularity because of the state pride, because of what it offers that hasn't been offered before, as far as a super fractional way to have gold that holds premium. Everything else that you have, the other biggest knock on a gold back is the high premium. There is a high premium on a gold back, but the gold back premium does not disappear. You come into my office and you buy, or any place that sells a gold coin that's super fractionated, there's a huge premium on them. And as soon as you walk out that door, if you turn around from the parking lot, you lost your premium. It's gone. They're going to go spot minus a certain percentage so that way they can sell it back. The premium on a gold back sticks. I mean, even with us, you buy it $8.76 from us today. Goldback's conversion rate, they set theirs as well every day, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, is $9.10. The whole point is to spend these goldbacks, never melt them down. That's why it doesn't make sense, the argument where these old school stackers just are so, how much weight in gold can I get for my dollar? That's great, but how can you use these things? Like in the future, are you looking to turn it back into fiat? You turned real money back into debt instruments in order to use this stuff. That's what the Goldback's designed to be, is a way to spend the gold, use the legal tender, use the metals as payment. That's where your power is, not turning it back to fiat to use it.
And certainly not going to a company, a business that wants to accept it for less than what the current exchange rate is.
Go to somebody that's familiar with Goldbacks and the power of Goldbacks. They're all over. Every major, distributor has Goldbacks now. If they're not willing to pay you the fair price, the exchange price or close to it, they don't understand what it is. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of people. There's whole forums and groups of people on Reddit and Facebook that you can find that are Goldback traders. There are people that are trading silver, gold, bullion that they have because they want Goldbacks. They would have you pay for them in Goldbacks. They'd happily take the premium because they want gold that they can spend. They want to opt out of inflation on their money. And with our accounts, it's that on top of bringing it into the digital world, because the biggest problem you have with people that have Goldbacks is what you just said. Where can I sell this to turn it back into fiat? But if you do it digitally, they can liquidate next business day or switch it over to silver, or they can switch it it over to Gold Eagles. We have trust accounts. You can set it up with beneficiaries. I told you before we started recording, one of my biggest fears in my life is my kids. If something wherever to God forbid happened to me, they find these Gold Eagles and Gold Buffaloes. They say $50 on them. I'm going to sell them for $50. They're worth $5,000. I mean, it's that's what the account does. It shows you the real value right now of your assets. You can set up beneficiaries without probate. It goes automatically to these beneficiaries. They can see what it's worth, liquidate it, do whatever they want with it. And it's just a way to bring it into the now and use it now. That's the whole point. Use the metals, spend the metals. That's where your real power is, not the fiat dollar.
Which I also want to point out another fact that you made mention of. I went to my pawn shop, I don't know, plus or minus a year ago, and there were 3 Goldbacks there.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, the Goldbacks were, I don't know, maybe about $8+.
Yeah.
And they were being sold for $7.
Yep.
And that meant that the owner bought them for less than $7.
Yep.
I snagged all 3 of them because I knew that I gained a little bit of value at the time of the purchase. So one of the things, point 1, don't take them to a coin shop or a pawn shop, because unless they're willing to give you the exchange rate, it's not worth it. If you want to get your full value of your Goldbacks, get onto the Alpine Gold website. I will be including a advertisement for Goldbacks, of which I am an affiliate. And if you all will use the QR codes, it will help this channel, because YouTube's not exactly cheap to do projects through.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, what you just mentioned, there are people that have bought these Goldbacks because, somebody got them for a gift or something. The biggest and the most exciting thing about Goldbacks, when I'm at a show, I just spread them out and they bring people in because they're beautiful. I mean, honestly, they really are. And something about it, most people that are average people that can't afford to buy a 1-ounce gold coin or even now a silver coin, this is an entry level into metals that is as low as you can possibly get. $2 into gold, and kids love this stuff. Crypto people understand this. The whole point of an alternative to the dollar, they get this. Some of my biggest customers in this are younger people that are looking for alternatives, because why would you want to stay in the fiat game? You can understand what inflation's doing to you, and it's so exciting. You go and buy this stuff. Somebody that has no idea what they got from a pawn shop, they bought it because it was pretty. You bought it for $7. Go spend it for $9.10 per Goldback today. There's a list of over almost 4,000 people that will accept it. But even still, go make your own person to spend your gold at, because it's pretty easy. It's about a 50-50 shot. If you're talking to an influencer and they're a smart person, even if they're not a metals person, everybody's feeling the fiat burn right now. Nobody can make enough money. Nobody can afford anything. My age, I'm 38 years old. Nobody can afford to send their kids to daycare. They can't afford to buy a house. I think average home buying age is in their 70s right now. Something's about to break. People are paying attention now more than they ever have to metals. And the jump up in huge price in January was a big flag for a lot of people. Crazy Uncle Charlie's been telling me since, silver was $10 an ounce, I should have been buying it. Holy cow, it just went to 120. Now they're all trying to get in. All of you people watching this show are ahead of the game. You have these assets that are the most powerful things on the planet. How are you going to use them? How do you want to set it up for your family? Generational wealth. That's what we're here for. And like Tiger Sacker said, I'll be watching his account. He's got his referral link. Set up your free account. Look at what it looks like. Feel it out. I'll be looking at his account for anybody that signs up after this date of the airing of this show. I'll reach out to you directly. You can call me, grill me on everything. We want to be as transparent as possible. If this is for you, great. If it's not for you, that's great too. You're already in metals. You're ahead of 98% of the world out there.
By the way, Bryan, if you wouldn't mind, if you'll email me your contact information, I'll put it in the description below.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's all the questions I have for now. Is there anything that you would like the stacking community to know about Alpine Gold and what services can be offered? Where will Alpine Gold go from here? How do we participate in your programs in a way that benefits both the stacker and the collector?
I've said a lot of this already, but you are ahead of the game. You have the sound money. You have real money. You turn dead instruments into gold and silver. What's the plan? Is it just to hold it in your basement and wait for Mad Max scenario? Obviously, never vault everything, just in case power goes out tomorrow. Any system, us, Kinesis, anything is worthless. But the whole point is use it now. The equity lines of credit on the metals, being able to buy that property you dreamed of, to send money digitally, physical money, real money digitally. It's really powerful. We're only growing with the world that we're in. I mean, we just started accepting crypto payments with stable coins. So if crypto goes crazy, what are you going to do with the funds? Are you going to keep it in crypto? That's worse than fiat. Bring it into our system, deposit it into this account without going crypto, fiat dollars, metals. You just go crypto to metals. That's becoming a thing. We're growing and evolving with the world we have. But the biggest thing that we get questions on is, hey, I have this stack of metal. How can I use it? Because like I said, when silver was $120 an ounce, good luck finding anybody to buy it for a fair price. Whereas if you're holding it with us, you have a way to use it that day. Right now, you can do it, turn it over into cash, whatever you want to do. Just you planned ahead. Let's be able to use your systems. And the numismatic that people love the Goldbacks already. There are Goldbacks that are alpha printings, the first printing, super rare misprints, just like dollars. I don't get into that game, just like I don't do it with coins. I want to know what something's worth based on the metal that it's on. I'm not a numismatic guy, but it's all there. We have graded Goldbacks. They're beautiful. I mean, if you haven't seen one, hold one in your hand. It's a good feeling, and everything's state pride, everything specific to the state, everything on these Goldbacks means something. And that means a lot to the people on the states, in the states that help create these, because sound money is a popular thing, and it should be.
Well, everyone, I want to thank Bryan for coming to the show today. I hope you gleaned a lot of good information that can help you and your financial journeys. Once again, keep in mind, we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. And please do your own due diligence with the money that you have worked so hard for. I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to thank you, Bryan, for coming to the show and giving such great information.
Thank you, Tiger Stacker. My contact information was there. Anybody's welcome to call me, email me. I take all questions. Questions are not a bad thing. Like you said, feel comfortable with what you're doing with your wealth.
Thanks, everyone, for coming.